I've been really surprised by how much praise the book has got. Yeah, I was obviously I've been delighted, but yes, it's done really well. It's been nominated for several awards and won several as well, and lots of really good reviews. It's always slightly nerve-wracking when you have your first reviews, because it's the first time that someone totally unbiased has read your work and is commenting on it. But no, it's been really well received, so I'm really happy. The idea for the book came from an obituary that I read of a man whose name was Henry Molaison, and he was born in the States in the 20th century, in the 1920s, and he had very severe epilepsy, and his medication wasn't effective, and he was really disabled by his condition. And so at the age of 27 he had an operation as a kind of in an effort to cure him of his problem. And in this operation they removed parts of his brain that were thought to be responsible for his epilepsy, but what they didn't realise was that those parts of the brain are also responsible for storing memory. So the obituary described how really from the moment that he woke up from his anaesthetic, essentially, until when he died, he couldn't form any new memories. And he died when he was 82. So I was just struck by this idea of somebody towards the end of their life as an older person, sort of with their most recent memory being from their 20s, and how bizarre that must have been, and how that must have been totally almost like losing his whole sense of self and his whole sense of identity. And that's really where the idea for the book came. I decided I would explore that through fiction. My main tutor was a man called Richard Skinner, who's a novelist, but we had guest tutors from lots of other people as well. We had tutors. Andrew Motion was our first guest tutor. Louise Doughty did a fair bit of teaching with us as well. Lavinia Greenlaw, lots of really well-known and really well-respected writers. And in terms of what the course taught me, I think it taught me many. Mark Billingham was another one of our tutors who taught us a great deal, actually. Really about the hard work that's involved, and also I think how it's important for aspiring novelists and aspiring writers to sort of to stretch themselves, to push themselves, to try and find their own way of working and to try and find out what works for them. And there's also lots of things about how the publishing world works that we learnt, and how to go, first of all, how to go about creating a really good novel, writing a really good novel, but then how to go about trying to get that in the hands of readers. Yeah, I used to work for the health service. Yes, and in some ways my life is a whole lot different now. I can spend my time doing what I really enjoy doing, which is writing and being involved in the world of books and fiction. But in terms of, I still go to the same places and have the same friends and enjoy the same things. So in some ways my life is no different. It's just a change of career in lots of ways, but it's much more satisfying. On the one hand, yes, I suppose I have got the challenge of trying to match the successor before I go to sleep. But on the other hand, what I'm really focused on is writing as good a book as I can, and to try and push myself to do something slightly different or to improve my writing, I suppose. I think one of the things I learned on the course that I did is that writing is something which you never stop learning. It's not like you just learn something and that's it. You're always learning new things, learning new techniques, learning more about yourself, I think, as a writer. So my challenge is to just write as good a book as I can.